Unit 3 Animal Life. Varying lifestyles of animals. Hi children, any action of an animal is directed towards the procurement of nutrients. The variety of means of procuring food reflects the diversity of foods used and the myriad of animal types. Animals that have a diet composed entirely of plants are known as herbivorous. Some herbivores are selective and only consume parts of the plant such as the fruits, leaves, nectar, seeds, sap, roots or bark. A carnivore is an animal that gets food from killing and eating other animals. An omnivorous is a kind of animal that eats either other animals or plants. Like carnivorous, some omnivorous hunt herbivorous and other omnivorous and eat them. Insectivorous are the animals that survive by eating almost nothing but small insects. Insects include bats, frogs, lizards, and anteaters. In this unit, you will learn about different lifestyles of animals. Unit 3 Animal Life. Varying lifestyles of animals. Our world is full of different types of animals. Like plants, animals also found in different types of surroundings. The surroundings in which an animal grows and lives is called environment. The animal kingdom consists of different kinds of animals. They differ in size and shape. There are microbes, insects, fishes, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and mammals. Animals are found on land, in water, and also in air. So they have different habits, behavior, and body features. Their lifestyles, feeding habits, movement, reproduction, etc. are suited to their environment. The animals have to adapt to the surroundings for their survival. Animals on land. Animals in air, birds. Animals in water. Feeding in animals. Animals need to grow to get energy and to stay healthy. Different animals have different food habits. Their feeding habits and their mouth parts depend on the type of food they eat. Herbivorous animals. Plant-eating animals have sharp front teeth for biting their food and strong and broad teeth for chewing. Some of these animals have very long neck so that they can reach the green leaves of tall plants. Example: cow, buffalo, goat, camel, giraffe. Herbivorous. Carnivorous animals. Flesh-eating animals have sharp, pointed and curved teeth for tearing flesh. They also have strong grinding teeth to chew the flesh and bones. Example: lion, tiger, cat, dog, etc. Carnivorous. Flesh-eating birds like eagles, kites, and vultures have strong, sharp, and hooked beaks and claws to catch and tear the flesh. Flesh-eating birds. Omnivorous animals. Some animals eat both plants and flesh. Example: crow, bear. Omnivorous. Insectivorous animals. Some animals like frog, spider, and some birds live on insects. They are called insectivorous animals. The frogs have long, sticky tongue to capture the prey. When the frog wants to catch the prey, it shoots out its tongue and the prey sticks to its tongue. Insectivorous. Insects like mosquitoes have mouth parts suitable for piercing and sucking. Butterflies and honeybees have suitable mouth parts for sucking. They have long pointed tubes to suck nectar from flowers. This sucking tube is called proboscis. When not in use, proboscis remains coiled like a watch spring below the head. When it wants to suck nectar, the tube is uncoiled and pushed into the flower. The sunbird takes nectar from flower with its long beak. Sucking nectar from flowers. Animals like crocodiles and snakes swallow their prey as a whole. Swallowing food as a whole. Rodents like rats, rabbits, and squirrels gnaw seeds and fruits. For this, they have small and sharp teeth. Eating fruits, eating seeds, breathing in animals. Different animals breathe in different ways. All animals need energy to keep their systems working. So animals need to breathe oxygen to release energy. During breathing, the animals take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Oxygen that is taken in burns the food within their bodies and releases energy. Animals breathe through lungs. All mammals, birds, reptiles, and amphibians breathe through their lungs. They get oxygen from air. These animals take oxygen through the nostrils. It reaches the lungs through windpipe. Lungs are spongy bag-like structures richly supplied by the blood. Oxygen is absorbed by the blood and carbon dioxide passed out through the nose. Lungs of a human being, lungs of a bird, lungs of a frog. Insects breathe through air tubes. Insects breathe in air through small openings at the sides of their bodies known as spiracles. These spiracles lead to air tubes called trachea. These trachea divide and subdivide and pass into each and every tissue of the body. Due to the contraction of the body muscles, oxygen is pumped into the air tubes and passed to the whole body. Exchange of gases takes place in the tissues. Carbon dioxide contained air is pumped out by the contraction of the body. The insect's blood plays no part in carrying oxygen. Whales and dolphins are mammals. Though they live in water, they breathe through lungs. They come to water surface for breathing in air. Cockroach, sparacles, fishes breathe through gills. Aquatic animals like fish, prawns, crabs, oysters, and some snails breathe through gills. When a fish is taken out of water, it dies because it cannot breathe in oxygen directly from air. Fishes take in oxygen dissolved in water. Activity: observe a fish in your aquarium and see how does it swim in water and breathe. If you open the gill cover of a fish, you can see a number of red gills. The gills are red because they receive a good supply of blood. Each gill is made up of a number of thin gill filaments which have a rich supply of blood. Oxygen is absorbed into the blood of the blood vessels in the gills. Breathing through gills. Many lower animals, single-celled animals like amoeba, breathe through body surface. They have no special organs as they are the smallest microscopic organisms. Earthworms breathe through their moist skin. Amoeba, earthworm. Movement, locomotion in animals. Unlike plants, animals move from one place to another. They generally move in search of food and water, to protect from enemies and to build their homes for resting and mating. Animals have different types of body parts or limbs for movement. According to their way of movement, like walking, running, swimming, flying, crawling, etc., the locomotory organs like muscles, limbs, wings, or fins are modified. Let us now study the different types of limbs of animals and how they use them. Man is the most highly developed of all animals on the earth. He is able to adapt himself to any kind of surrounding. Like all mammals, man has two pairs of limbs, that is, forelimbs and hind limbs. The forelimbs are called hands and are used to hold objects and also to do any type of work with tools. He is able to stand erect on the lower limbs, supporting the weight of his body, and is able to walk, run, etc. Movement in man. In other mammals like cows, horses, tigers, dogs, etc., both the pairs of limbs are of the same type and are used only in limited ways like running, kicking, capturing prey, etc. Movement in mammals. Mammals like monkeys, apes, gorillas, and lemurs use their forelimbs like man for catching and holding food and other objects. Movement in monkey. Bird can walk on land and fly in air. Some birds can even swim in water. Birds have wings to fly. Forelimbs of the birds are modified as wings. Hind limbs are used as legs to walk on land, perch on the trees, and to swim in water. Different movements in birds. Some birds, like peacocks and fowls, can fly only short distances. Penguin, ostrich, and kiwi cannot fly at all. Ostrich can run fast on its hind limbs. Penguin uses its forelimbs to swim fast. Penguin, peacock, ostrich. In ducks, the toes of hind limbs are webbed so that they can swim in water. The wings of the birds have feathers. The feathers are attached to the bones with the help of flight muscles. These muscles help the birds to move their wings up and down. The feathers on the wings and tail also help in flight. The tail feathers act as a rudder to change the direction and help the bird in landing. The lightness of their bones also helps in flight. Some reptiles have limbs and some do not have limbs. Reptiles like lizards, tortoises, turtles, and crocodiles have limbs which are not strong enough to support the body. They do not use them to walk. They use the limbs only to lift their bodies above the ground. So they crawl on the ground. Lizard, turtle, crocodile. Snakes are reptiles which do not have limbs, but they move from place to place and even climb trees easily. They have broad plates or scales on the lower side of their bodies. These plates are attached to their ribs. Ribs act like legs and plates as feet. They also have flexible backbone and strong body muscles which help them to move freely and curl the body. Snake. Insects have 3 pairs of legs and many of them have 1 or 2 pairs of wings in addition to these. Insects like ants, beetles, and cockroaches walk on the ground with the help of legs. Grasshopper uses its long hind legs for hopping. Some insects use their legs for swimming in water. cockroach, beetle, grasshopper, ant. Some insects like butterflies, houseflies, and honeybees have wings to fly. The wings of the insects are quite different from the wings of the birds. They have no feathers or bones or strong muscles. The wings of the insects are made of tiny colored scales. Butterfly, honeybee, housefly. Certain insects such as lice, sin, louse, bugs, silverfish, and fleas do not have wings. They cannot fly. They only crawl on the ground with their legs. Bedbug, louse. Aquatic animals like fishes have streamlined body and also have fins for swimming in water. Fishes have two types of fins, paired fins and unpaired fins. These fins are similar to forelimbs and hind limbs in other animals. The two paired fins help the fish to move forward. The unpaired fins maintain balance and the tail fin helps to change direction. Parts of a fish. Whales also swim with the help of fins. Turtles and tortoises swim with the help of four padded-like limbs. These limbs help the turtles to push back the water. Penguins use their two forelimbs as flippers to push water and swim. Animals like frogs and ducks have webbed toes that help them to swim in water. In frogs, hind limbs are much longer than the forelimbs. These help the frog in jumping. Webbed feet of a frog, webbed feet of a duck. Migration among animals. Animals have a natural tendency to adapt according to the surrounding. When they fail to adjust to the surrounding, they either die or shift to other places to suit them. The movement of animals from one place to another at a particular time and back to their original homes is known as migration. The animals migrate in order to search food, search for safe breeding place, and to avoid unfavorable weather conditions. Many fishes, birds, insects, and animals migrate. When the conditions become favorable, they return home. Birds migrate thousands of miles, crossing over oceans, deserts, and mountains. The Arctic tern is the most interesting migratory bird. It travels a distance of 40,000 kilometers from North Pole, Arctic to South Pole, Antarctic during unfavorable conditions. It travels the same condition when it returns back in the same year. Siberian cranes leave Siberia and come to India to avoid extreme cold in winter. After winter, they return back to Siberia again. The European stork travels from Europe to Africa every winter. It returns to Europe in spring. Eels. The snake-like fishes spend their life in fresh water. During breeding season, they go to seas to lay eggs. When the eggs hatch, the parent eels die and young ones return to the rivers from where their parents came. Some common migratory birds are wild ducks, cuckoos, swallows, etc. Eel. Some butterflies also migrate. For example, some monarch butterflies fly from Canada to Mexico. Many other animals also migrate. The migratory birds coming to India are our guests. So, we should take special care of migratory birds. Let's revise the important points. 1. The surroundings in which animals grow and live is called environment. 2. Different animals have different feeding habits and they have mouth parts modified according to the type of food they eat. 3. Animals move to get food and water, to protect themselves from enemies and to build their homes for resting and breeding. 4. Insect-eating animals are called insectivorous animals. 5. Migration is movement of animals from one place to another and back to their original homes. 6. Arctic tern is the most interesting migratory bird.